Good day, sir. Before we proceed to our presentation, let us first understand the importance of import and export forms in international trade. These forms serve as essential documents that ensure all goods entering and leaving a country are properly recorded, monitored, and regulated. They help maintain transparency, prevent illegal activities, and ensure compliance with government laws, and policies. So in this report, we will focus on the different types of forms used in importation and exportation, especially accountable forms and non-accountable forms. We will discuss their meanings, purposes, and how they are used in real transactions. Through this presentation, we aim to give you a clearer understanding of how these documents play a vital role in the smooth flow of global trade. So our topic is all about various import and export forms, accountable and non-accountable forms. Overview. In international trade and customs operations, forms are legal instruments used to declare control, monitor, and authorize the movement of goods across borders, understanding the distinction between accountable and non-accountable forms is essential for customs officers, brokers, and trade professionals because these documents after affect revenue collection, enforcement, and compliance. So, in international trade, ang mga forms is importante kaayo because they serve as legal documents nga gigamit aron ma-track ug makontrol ang movements sa goods gikan sa usa ka country to another country. These forms make sure nga ang tanang product is sakto siya sa og pag-declare nga wala siya illegal nga pag-export o pag-import. So, next is the import and export forms. Import and export forms are official documents required by customs authorities to declare goods entering or leaving a country, determine customs duties and taxes, enforce trade laws and regulations, maintain accurate trade statistics. These forms may be used by importers and exporters, customs broker, shipping companies, and customs officers. So, ang import o export forms are used whenever goods enter or leave the country. So kini nga mga documents is naghatag ni siya og mga information sa unsa nga product nga gipadala, pila ang value, pila ang taxes nga mabayaran. So they help the government to correctly compute taxes and duties, and at the same time i-ensure na nila nga musunod sila sa trade laws. Then, gigamit ni sila sa importers, exporters, customs brokers, o customs officers aron ma-organize o ma-monitor ang transactions. Next is the customs accountable forms. Customs accountable forms are official documents that have monetary, legal, or revenue significance because misuse, loss, or our falsification may result in financial loss to governments. These forms are strictly controlled, recorded, and audited. So they are usually pre-numbered, issued under strict supervision, accounted for before, during, and after use. So, ang customs accountable forms is mas sensitive ni siya kay it is all about sa money o revenue sa governments. Because of this, they are strictly controlled, recorded, and audited. So, usually, naka-pre-numbered na siya daan o ginabantay dyan nila paggamit hangtod sa mahuman. Then, this importante po ni siya kay para ma-prevent ang misuse, pagkawala or falsification nga maka-cause og financial loss sa government. So, overall, all forms are important in managing trade pero ang accountable forms is mas gikontrol jud na siya kay because they directly affect government income and legal compliance. So, mao ni sila ang nag-help para mahimong organized, fair, ug safe ang international trade. Next is
These are the characteristics of accountable forms. First, directly affect customs revenue use and assessment, collection, or exemption of duties and taxes. Second, subject to inventory, reconciliation, and audit. And lastly, loss or misuse may result in administrative or criminal liability. And these are the examples of customs accountable forms. Common accountable forms include import entry declaration forms, export declaration forms, customs receipts for duties and taxes paid, warehouse entry and withdrawal forms, temporary importation or exportation permits, ban forms, and surety documents. And these are the importance of accountable forms. Protect government revenue, prevent fraud and smuggling, ensure transparency and accountability, and lastly, provide legal evidence and disputes and audits.
Let's continue the discussion. The third is non-accountable forms. The definition: non-accountable forms are documents used for administrative, informational, or procedural purposes in customs operation. These forms do not directly affect revenue collection and therefore do not require strict accounting controls. Next. Here are the characteristics of non-accountable forms. The first is no direct financial impact on government revenue. The first is these forms are not used to collect taxes or payments and taxes or fees. Their purpose is mainly to support operations and documentation. And the second is not pre-numbered or strictly inventoried. The second is unlike accountable forms which are carefully tracked, non-accountable forms usually do not need serial number or detailed inventory control because they are less sensitive. The third is used mainly for record keeping, monitoring, and reference. They help offices keep organized records, monitor activities, and provide information when needed. Example might include internal reports, request slips, or information sheets. The fourth is loss. Loss does not usually result in financial liability. If 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 a non-accountable firm is lost, it it generally does not cause financial loss to the government or require someone to pay for the missing forms. Thank you.
To the examples of non-accountable form. First is cargo manifest. It is the list of cargo inside a ship or a truck for reference only. Second is inspection report. A report made after checking goods or a cargo. Third is delivery receipt. It is the proof that the goods were received already. Gate passes. A permit to enter or leave the port or warehouse. Internal custom memoranda. It's internal notice or memo used inside the custom office. Lastly is the request or routing slips. It's a form used for requests or forwarding documents. So the importance of non-accountable form. First is the support efficient customs operations. It is help to make sure your work is faster and more organized. Second is improve coordination among customs units. It's help office communicate better. Third is provide documentation for tracking and verification. It's used to track and check record easily. Lastly is assess and internal control without revenue implication. It's help monitor the work even without money involved.
Key differences between accountable and non-accountable form. First, revenue impact. Accountable form directly affect government revenue because they are used in transactions involving taxes, duties, or payments. Non-accountable forms have a little or no direct effect on revenue. They are mostly for support or documentation purposes. Second, control level. Accountable forms are strictly monitored because misuse can cause financial loss or fraud. Non-accountable forms only requires minimal control since they are less sensitive. Third, pre-numbered. Accountable forms are usually pre-numbered to make tracking easier and prevent missing or duplicate forms. Non-accountable forms are usually not pre-numbered because streak is not necessary. Fourth, audit requirement. Accountable forms must be audited regularly to ensure transparency and proper handling. Non-accountability forms have limited auditing requirements. Lastly, risk in misuse. Misusing accountable forms can lead to serious financial and legal problems. Misusing non-accountable forms generally has lower risk. Summary. Import and export forms are important tools in customs operation. Accountable forms involve money or revenue, so they need strict monitoring and control. Non-accountable forms are mainly for administrative or operational support. Proper classification and correct use of forms help ensure customs processes are efficient, transparent, and lawful.
That's all. Thank you.